Good afternoon, sir. My name is Yohanes Melkior Sugi Nawa. I am from class 12 ISOS 2. I hope that the teachers and my brothers and sisters are in good health and unprotected from the dangers of the COVID-19 virus pandemic. I will present a scientific paper with the title The Impact of Using Handphone for Adolescent or Student, in especially for student of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. Abstract. Mobile is a means of communication that is practical, lightweight, and easy to carry anywhere. Before telephone were invited, it took human month or even year to deliver message to their destination. However, along with the time, information and communication technology has also developed. One of the technology that are currently developing is the handphone currently. Telephone have become a necessity for everyone, especially Regina Pacis Bajawa High School student. The impact of using cell phone is very large, such as students are more likely to play online game, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, and Instagram, so that students forget the learning should be a priority as student. Based on the above statement and the factor that occurred of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School, the researchers studied through the research titled The Impact of Using Handphone for Adolescent or Students, in especially for students of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. While the scope of this research is directed at the research problem, namely what is the impact of using telephones for students and how overcome them, so that handphone can be used in a better and more directed way. Chapter 1. Preliminary. Background. A technology is essentially created to make human life easier and more comfortable. The rapid advancement of technology today has made almost no area of human life free from its use, either directly or indirectly, as globalization flows with the guidance of the need for rapid information exchange. The role of communication technology is very important for all human and will certainly provide various impact. But negative and positive, initially technology was created to facilitate every human activity, born for human thinking that tries to facilitate activities which are then applied in everyday life, one of which is in the teaching and learning process in school. Thus, in the learning process, technology can be used as a learning resource. Currently, the world is experiencing a disaster, namely the coronavirus, which has claimed many victims. that is also felt by population of Indonesia, especially the Ngada district, Flores, NTT. Schools that are places of learning have to be closed, and students are forced to learn from home. During the COVID-19 pandemic, one of the technology used for learning was telephone. The telephone is used as source as well as the media used for learning. Formulation of the problem: what are the benefits of using a cell phone? What are the impacts of using telephone, especially for Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student? Research purpose as one of the requirements for school graduation to describe every impact of using telephone. Benefit of research to add insight to the benefit of using telephone, to explain in depth and in detail about the impact of using a telephone. The scope of this research is to focus on the impact arising from the use mobile phone for Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student. Chapter 2. Discussion. Understanding handphone. Handphone is an electronic telecommunication device and has basic capabilities are the same as a fixed line. Telephone, so it is conventional, however it can be brought everywhere and do not need to be connected to the telephone network using cable. According to Supriyadi, mobile is a means of communication that is a practical, lightweight, and easy to carry anywhere. Before telephones were invented, it took human months or even years to deliver messages to their destination. However, along with the time, information and communication technology has also developed. One of the technologies that are currently developing is the handphone, with some opinion of experts who expert the meaning of telephone. It can be concluded that telephones are multifunctional objects that can be used anytime and anywhere. Besides it, that telephones are also one of the sophisticated facilities that can access whatever we want, because telephones have internet network and features that can access whatever we want. We can also use telephone as a learning resource that can facilitate learning activities. The benefit of using a telephone before the outbreak of the coronavirus: the use of telephone in schools or education. Instituting was still limited and ever prohibited from being operated during the learning process. This was done mostly because of the activity for using telephone which interfered with the school environment and interfered with the concretion of the course of learning. However, currently, telephones have become a necessity for every student to carry out the learning process from home and becomes a source and learning media. The telephone has an important role in utilization. Students will find it easier to access lessons than ever before. However, in the order of everything to go well and directed guidance from teacher and parents is definitely needed. To always surprise is the use telephone is their children. The use of telephone, students can use telephone as calculating tools, replaying calculators, tool for translating language digitally, student guidance tool, SMS reminding other student do homework, tool for talking picture for study materials, tools for hunting online language vocabulary. Digital besides that currently the telephone is used as a tool to send school assignment given from the teacher. Chapter 3 Research Methods. In this section, the research will explain the things included in the research methodology, including the type of research, the unit of analysis, sources and data collection techniques, types of the research, the type of the research used in explanatory, namely the research try to explain the benefit and impact of its use, and especially for Regina Pacis Bajawa 12 ISOS 2 high school student. Unit of analysis in order to obtain accurate and representative data in the study. The unit of analysis is students who often experience problems in the school environment. Interview the resource person taken for the study were students who attended Regina Pacis Bajawa High School Class 12 ISOS 2. Data collection technique used in collection data are observation, interview, and browsing. Interview, one of the methods or data collection technique to obtain information using direct question and answer to respondent in the study. Research used the interview methods in detail and experience the impact of promiscuity in Regina Pacis Bajawa High School Class 12 ISOS 2. Observation. This technique is used by research to make direct observation and research objects that are still closely related to the effect of promiscuity for Regina Pacis Bajawa School student class 12 ISOS 2. Browsing. This technique is used by research to add research data to make it easier to conduct research, especially to find benefit and impact related to the use telephone among students or adolescents, especially school students of Regina Pacis Bajawa High School. Chapter 4 Research, Finding and Discussion. research finding the benefit and impact of using telephone for students, especially for Regina Pacis Bajawa High School student, class 12 ISOS 2. Benefit of handphone for student is cannot be denied that during the COVID-19 pandemic, telephone have become a necessity for every student, especially Regina Pacis Bajawa High School student, class 12 ISOS 2. Based on the result of interview with students on behalf of Ricardus Realinombetetola, said that handphone is a means of communication between student and teacher. We can use the telephone to do the assignment given by teacher and send the assignment back to the teacher. With our telephone, we can access the material provided by the teacher if there is material that we don't understand. In line with the result of the interview above, the student of behalf of Yohanes Pedro Carlota Jebatu said that currently telephone has become a student need. We can use the telephone as a calculator is there are no problem with calculating. We can browse the assignment given by teacher. We are aware that with the COVID-19 outbreak, we do not meet face to face and communicate with friend and school friend. So, we can use our telephone to communicate with friend and friend via social or via the telephone call itself. Based on the two sides' opinions above, it can be concluded the belief is that telephones are very important to help smooth the learning process from home for every student. Impact of using handphone mobile is useful for student if it is used for learning purpose. Mobile can be connected to internet service which will help students find information that can help their knowledge at school. However, is reality very few students take advantage of this side. Student Ricardus Realinombetetola explained that the telephone we have are generally used from text message, playing game, listening music, watching audiovisual, and Facebook. And this turned out to have an impact on our learning motivation at school. We became complained with the telephone because we felt that our learning motivation had deteriorated because we were playing the telephone. Further home is emphasized again by Yohanes Pedro Carlota Jebatu, who cited that not infrequently we use telephone to play online game. That this take up a lot of our learning time because we are passionate about the game world. To avoid misuse of telephone by student, parent and teacher must always remind the excessive use of telephone can interfere with student learning activities and be harmful to health. Based on the result of the interview, it can be concluded that adolescents need to avoid excess use of the telephone because it will be bad for their academic achievement in school. Chapter 5. Closing. Concluding, as a student who attended the COVID-19 pandemic, it is necessary to realize that telephones are important for teaching and learning activities. However, excessive use of handphone can interfere with learning motivation. Christian as students nowadays that have to be wiser in using telephone so that they do not misuse the telephone, and students must be aware that going to school and studying are the main goals to achieve their goals, as well as teacher and parent always work together to control their student in the use of telephone, especially Regina Pacis Bajawa, high school student, in order to have a bright future. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day, guys.